Hey everybody, and welcome to another OSU-Cascades Campus Groups tutorial. Today we're going to talk about how group officers can submit events to the public Campus Groups calendar. So here on the web view, I'm impersonating an officer of a club. You can go up here to your groups and find the group that you're going to be creating the event under. So this will be the hosting group. And once you reach your dashboard, you're going to click that Manage. And here you can see all the different items here with your administration. Up in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see a button that says Create. If you click on this, you're going to have several options to create something. We're going to choose Event. It's going to take you to this all-in-one form for all of your event details. And you can see on the right-hand side, we have several different sections. And what we'll do is we'll just walk through each section so you understand what each function does. So in the first section, you're going to obviously have your event name. So for this purpose example, you have a short description. And you can also create a detailed description. Here you can edit the font and whatnot. So say I want to bold this. Maybe I want to link it. If I want to center a line, I can do all that. And this shows up on the web version of the event. Next, I can select the event type. So these are all predetermined. You can choose from this list. Most cases might be cultural or social. So for this, we're going to choose social. You can also create searchable tags. So this kind of describes your event and things that can be searched for by our users. You can also create tags if something that you want isn't already in this list. The next section is your organizing team. So I'm going to be the event coordinator here, Student Life. You can choose someone else from your group. You can also add team members here. You can create a group chat with those activity stream with those members of your team that are organizing this and plan your event within campus groups. Next section is the when. So it's going to be your date and time. So say I want to take place tomorrow from 1 to 2 Pacific time. You can add other instructions. And if it's a recurring event, this is really cool. You can select any weird combination of dates in which this will occur at the same time. The next section is the location. So if it's on campus or off campus, it's going to be physical, and then video conferencing allows you to create a link here and then choose Zoom, for example, is where it's going to be taking place. If you have a hybrid event to where you have an in-person and a virtual option, go ahead and here in section 3, select on campus or off campus, enter the physical location, the address, latitude, longitude, and then down below, I'll show you where you can add a virtual ticket so that folks can choose between in-person and virtual. Here in the same section, you can also choose who gets to see the location. So maybe it's only the folks who register, maybe only folks who are having accounts with us, or even the public, everyone else. And you can display the map of your location on the registration page. Section 4 is a photo and flyer. So to be posted on the kind of public calendar, you can upload a photo so it's catchy. You can also upload a flyer. This could be your digital screen, your printable flyer, or a social media post that you're sharing elsewhere, and this will just show up on the events detail page. Section 5 is more details. You can upload additional files, documents, or forms. You can also designate if food is provided, describe the menu, or any dietary needs there. Next section is access and display. So who's allowed to register? Is it everyone, including the public? Is it only users who have accounts with us? Is it only some particular users? Is it folks who have specific tags? So for example, if you have a first-year student event, maybe you want to select only first-year students can register. Is it only your group members? Is it only particular group members? Is it only tagged members of your group? Subgroup members, invited, lottery winners, officers, or members with badges. Another thing you do is prevent folks who are already registered for another event at the time in which yours occurs at from registering for yours, so they don't double book. The next section goes along with this is who can register, or who can see your event rather, I'm sorry. So it could be everyone, only logged in users, your group members, just the people who are allowed to register, so it defaults back to this list, or no one, so it hides it. And we generally want you to keep this one here checked, display on the upcoming event slider. This just allows some for additional promotion for your event. Section 7 is the registration. So if you want to run registration through Campus Groups, which we highly recommend, you can leave that as default. Otherwise, you can click no and include a registration link elsewhere if you would like. But when you do create tickets, essentially this is the options in which people can register. So you can add a start and end time. So you can do early bird and regular. the total number. You can activate an automatic waiting list. And then you can also create a new one. So you can have several, and say we want a virtual option. So this is virtual, it's free, and you can fill all these other things out. But now I have an unlimited virtual option that can create a limited in-person option to meet public health guidelines. So both of those would be available, and you can also close event registration at any time. But overall, you could make an open and close date for registration. You could create an overall attendance maximum or number of tickets sold. You can also request that folks respond that they're not attending if you'd rather do that. You can set up an automatic reminder to those who register. You can customize your email confirmation for folks who register. You can choose whether or not to display the list of attendees. You can create a ticket cover. So when people are sent the ticket, you can have a photo on there. Maybe it's similar to your flyer. And you can also create a survey, link it to your event, and it'll automatically send the participants after the event access to that survey for them to complete. The last section is pretty cool. This is advanced options. Here's where you can create contact tracing. So when you're looking at attendance tracking, you can either do swiping and scanning ID cards once we get the student ID numbers in here. But until then, you can use the intern name and email option. So when you're running your event, any of your officers who have administrative access to this event will be able to check in other participants with their name or email or the QR code generated by, excuse me, CampusGroups. So here you can have participants able to check in and out several times. Say if you want to make sure you contact trace people going to a different station and coming back. Do you want people to self-check out after a certain amount of time when the event ends? You can activate reservations at the door if that's allowed. You can also create a notification for folks. Next section, this is great for if you're holding a public event and you may not have folks who are attending who are automatically users. So you can ask them questions that may not be collected already. You can create speakers, so you can upload a photo and bio and add that for folks to kind of show who's speaking. Same with sponsors. You can upload a logo and name that shows who's sponsoring the event. You can redirect to a URL after registration. This is great for events that may be taking place, for example, virtually on a different website. After they register, it'll automatically send them to that website where things are taking place. You can create a parent event. So for example, take a Welcome Week, for example, is an event within itself, but maybe I want to include all of the individual sessions underneath Welcome Week. So I can do that by creating a parent event and then adding the smaller sessions to that parent event. Likewise, I can make it so that if you register for the parent event, you are automatically registered for all of the individual sessions. So you can set up automatic registration for other events when they register for this one. We're going to ignore the cost center code. Waiver will be coming soon. You guys will be able to run your liability waivers and photo releases through your event specific to your event. You can co-host this event with other organizations within CampusGroups. You can link it to a virtual fair that might be available, and then you can save this as an event template. So when all of this is filled out and you're ready to submit, you're going to go ahead and click the Create Event button. What this is going to do is going to bring you to this approval page. So this is going to look different depending on the type of group that you are, but essentially at the top, you're going to see your event details. This is kind of a summary of what your event looks like. Underneath, you're going to be able to see this form, which actually has no questions at the moment. There might be questions here in the near future, but you just fill out the form if there are any questions. Otherwise, read this statement. It essentially just says that our team has to approve this event in accordance to public health guidelines if it's in person. Otherwise, to post it to the calendar, just like the OSU events calendar, you want to make sure that everything is correct. So if you're okay with that, you're ready to go, you can click submit. And what this is going to do is it's going to put in a workflow request, and it's going to send a notification to the folks who have the ability to approve it for you. You'll get notifications throughout that process as to if your event's approved, if there are any required modifications, or if it's rejected. Once it's approved, it'll be posted to the public calendar similar to these events below, where folks can register and see it and whatnot. So that's how you create an event. If you want to track the attendance, I'm going to go ahead down here and test it out on this one here. So this is what it'll look like when it's posted to the calendar. You can see that this one has a limited availability, and you can register, has several details. I mean, here you can see the list of folks who are attending. So if I want to run the check-in process, what I'm going to do is make sure that I can, let me see here. If I want to check in attendees, this is what it'll look like from the administrative side. If they don't have a card, obviously, we don't have the ID numbers in the system. You can type in the name of someone. So say it's Quentin Comas. So there's Quentin. And it'll tell you in this example, you can't RSVP at the door. But I can add my, oh, I'm sorry, this one you can RSVP at the door. So it's just telling you that they are not already registered. Would you like to register them? So in some cases, if you deactivate the RSVP at the door, this won't show up. It'll just say, hey, they're not registered. So in this case, I can register myself and I'll be added to the folks who were checked in. Otherwise, you'll just be able to have folks check in by swiping their ID card or giving you their name or email address. And then if you want to sign somebody out, for example, if I go ahead and register here, you can see that we have one participant. What I can do is I can transfer the ticket, I can delete the ticket, but I can also check out. And what it'll do is it'll timestamp each time I check in and check out. So if I do it again, you can see, so I checked in here at 8:37 and I checked out at 8:37. And if you enable the several check-in, check-out, it'll show all of these here. Awesome. So that's kind of the basics of operating, submitting an operating event within CampusGroups. If you have any questions, feel free to visit our tutorial page at OSU-Cascades /CG or email the Office of Student Life at studentlife@osucascades.edu. Until next time, guys, good luck, have fun, and rock on.